Welcome back to the Department of Reinvention. In the UK, stronger paint stripping chemicals are banned for general use outside of industry, so it's easy to get frustrated with the results from the paint strippers you can buy from a DIY shop. I've been wanting to do an experiment to see if there's any way I can make paint stripper more effective. I have here a new, to me anyway, a paint covered piece I'm working on, and I thought it would be a good piece to see what makes paint stripper work better. It looks like it's had 2 layers of white primer and 2 layers of green paint on top, so it should be a good challenge for the paint stripper. I'm using Paint Panther as it's a mid-price range paint stripper and available from most DIY shops. It also did really well on the paint stripper comparison video, which I will link down below. Timestamps are in the caption if you want to skip the experiment and go straight to the results. I've also put this in a blog post if you want to see still images of the results, and the link for that is also in the caption. On this first square, I'm just leaving the paint stripper on for 30 minutes. It's basically the control sample of this experiment. On the second square, the paint stripper is applied at the start and reapplied after 15 minutes and then removed 15 minutes later. On this third square, I'm leaving the paint stripper for an hour. On the fourth square, I'm leaving the paint stripper on for 2 hours. On the fifth square, I'm covering the paint stripper in cling film, which keeps the paint stripper moist, and reapplying after 15 minutes and then recovering and then scraping off after another 15 minutes. On the sixth square, I have gently scraped the paint first. This is intended to thin out the layers of paint, allowing the paint stripper to sink to the lower layers more effectively. On the seventh square, I have used all of the techniques from other squares in one. So this was scraped, Paint stripper applied, then covered in cling film, paint stripper reapplied after 15 minutes and then recovered, and then left for 2 hours. So putting all of these results side by side, it seems like the key to making paint stripper effective is to make sure it stays wet. Reapplying after 15 minutes seems to be the key, and using cling film seems to help it slightly. I'm not sure I would use cling film long term as it feels like a waste of plastic. Reusing something like a thicker piece of plastic or even tarpaulin might be a good reusable option. Time didn't really seem to make much difference. If anything, it seemed to be detrimental to the efficacy as the stripper will dry out if left too long. I'm surprised scraping didn't help the paint stripper, but I do think if you're working on a piece with lots and lots of layers of old paint, it would be helpful to scrape it first, along with reapplying the stripper. I think in an ideal world I'd go for a second layer of the paint stripper to bring up more paint, but I think going in with a sander to finish it off would be fine if most of the paint has been lifted and the surface isn't too delicate. I hope this video has been useful and helpful with any projects you're working on. Let me know what you'd like to see on this channel and please like and subscribe.